the word of the Lord came to me in a vision. You're not going to want to miss this. I was talking to my wife, and the word of the Lord came to me in a vision. I appeared before an open area where there was grass, and I was sitting at this well, and I stood up, and I didn't understand why I was there. And the voice of the Lord told me, he said, "Son, this is your post." And I said, "Okay, Lord, but I don't know why I'm at a well, because I wasn't getting anything out of the well or putting anything in." He said, "This is your post." He said, "There are going to be people that's going to come to this well, and they're going to want to draw water. And he said, what I'm going to do, I'm going to cause you, just like Jesus did the Samaritan woman, to meet her at her point of need, at the point where there's a continuing of going to this same well to draw water." He said, "But instead, I'm going to give to you that you're going to pour into people the water that they never thirst again." So as people began to come in and to this little open area where I was by the well, I would minister to them, I would encourage them. But as I began to minister to different people, I saw afar off, somewhere in the hidden area, I saw some people coming. I didn't understand who they were, but as they began to get closer, their attire looked dark. Their clothing was dark. Everything was dark, and I saw this resemblance of a number on their foreheads and on their body parts. It was a weird number. I couldn't make it out. But as I began to look closer, I began to realize that the people that were coming from a far distance looked just like us. And I looked in the crowd, and there was one that looked just like me. And I began to get terrified. I was like, "Lord, wait a minute. If these people get back to our town, the people won't even know who is who." I said, "I'm the real one." So the whoever was coming was a fake one. It was a counterfeit. And I said, "Oh my God." And so the closer they got, I began to make out their identity, and I knew they were counterfeits. I knew there were people who looked just like us. And the word of the Lord spoke to me right at that moment. He said, "Son," he said, "I must make known to you that these are the people who's going to come, who look just like you, who perform works just like you. Matter of fact, they even can do miracles and things come to pass." He said, "They even operate by principles and even by belief. And they even get things and do things that you guys haven't done, because you guys have trouble believing and applying God's principles." He said, "But one thing they don't have and they won't have is the lifestyle." And so I began to get afraid. I said, "God, what is going on?" And I took off running, and I began to run, and I noticed they realized that I was a siren. I was alert that was going to alert the people in the town that intruders were coming. And so as I took out running, they began to run after me, and I knew they was running after me to kill me, because I was going to tell the town that intruders were coming, and they looked just like us, and they come to take our place. And so I began running, and I ran into this forest, and there were so many trees, and I was running with everything in me as fast as I could. And I turned back around and I looked, and when I looked, they were gone. And so I remained perfectly still. I didn't even move a muscle. I was so afraid because I didn't know where they were. And so as I stood there and waited, one of them moved. And I was like, "Hold on, wait a minute. They camouflaged in the forest." When I saw that, I knew at that moment that they were skillful. They were skillful in camouflaging and blending in with the environment. I've never seen anything like this. They were perfectly blended well. And so when I saw this, all of them jumped out of their place of hiding, and they came after me again. And so I took out running as fast as I could to get back to the town to warn the people that intruders were coming, and they're coming to take our place. And the people who did not have discernment won't be able to identify who is who. You know, and so I took off running, and I finally got back to the town. And right before I was able to yell out, you know, intruders were coming, I turned around to see where they were, to see if they were still close or far off. When I turned around, they were directly in my face. And I was afraid. I said, "Oh my goodness." When I turned around to take out running again, they had already surrounded me. And right before they grabbed me to kill me, God snatched me out the vision. And the word of the Lord came to me, and the Lord said, son, sound the alarm. Write the vision, make it plain. Create a song, call it Intruder Alert. And I'm going to allow it to go across the nations and across the world as a signal, as an alert, as a warning for the body of Christ that the imposters and the false prophets and apostles and the false kingdom has risen and have come in to take our place. They come to destroy the very thing that God has established. The song is now available for pre-order on iTunes. The official release date is June the 7th, 2019 at midnight. I pray you guys go and get a copy. Please share this video. Please share the song, download it, buy it, share it, inform others that the kingdom and the body of Christ has been invaded, and there is an intruder alert that's going on to warn people to watch and pray. Be blessed.
Open your eyes, I see intruders coming. Intruder alert. Intruders coming. Intruder alert. Intruders coming. The church is running rapid. Look like your bunny. Open your eyes, I see intruders coming. I woke up to a spoon of grace, press the brakes, wait. A lot of counterfeits, I'm a counterfeit, put the vegetables on the plate. Word of God got me 100 lashes by the same people of the faith. Been running for Jesus since 08. Told him yes, so it's too late. Too bold, I'm going straight in. Bring the souls out that was caged in. Hills high, it's a bakery, burnt case, can't sell in a bakery.